Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the World Martial Arts Radio Network. Up next, you will be listening to the USA Martial Arts Hall of Fame Show Host of the Year Award winner, the one and only Justin Harvey, producer, director, and on-air star of The Justin Harvey Show.
Hi, this is martial artist and actor TJ Storm from the movies Black Cobra, The Martial Arts Kid, Kickboxer Vengeance, and Deadpool. Come join me and Justin Harvey on The Justin Harvey Show. Let's do this.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Justin Harvey here of The Justin Harvey Show, doing a late night edition. I got to tell you, I've got a very, very special guest who I've been trying to contact for a few years now. And I am very proud to say that it has been accomplished thanks to my good friends at the Dynamic Dojo radio show. So thank you, guys. I would like to welcome my martial arts brother, TJ Storm, to the show. Welcome, TJ.
Hi, thank you. Thanks for having me, Justin. This is going to be awesome.
Yeah, let's have some fun. I want to start with the obvious question, TJ. Give us a little bit of your background and what really got you into the whole martial arts scene.
The thing that got me kind of into the martial arts, more than anything, to be honest, is I was born in Indiana, but I grew up in Hawaii. And I was really tall when I was really young, and I was really clumsy as a result, and I was also hyperactive. I was bouncing up the walls like a rubber ball. So my mom put me into karate to hopefully get me some discipline as well as some coordination. So she put me in, and I started it because it was fun. It was a great adventure. And then I realized I had to practice. And I'm like, I don't like this practice thing. This takes a while, and some of it hurts. So I tried to get out of it. My mom's like, oh, no, you don't. You quit piano. You're going to stay with this, and you're gonna get good at it. And as a result, I stayed with it. I stuck with it long enough to start to get okay, to at least get to be, competent in some of the stuff. And it felt really good. And once I started to understand that I could be good at something like this, I really took to it, and I really loved it. But it took my mom pushing that extra couple of inches to make it happen.
Oh, amazing. And real quick, TJ, I got to mention real quick, this recording is brought to you by Legacy Belts and World Martial Arts Media. I want to make sure and get our sponsors in there real quick. I'm so excited. TJ, I'm so excited to have you. I almost forgot to mention our sponsors, which never happens to me, ever.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, but I was doing some interesting reading, TJ, and what I find amazing is you're in the Masters Hall of Fame, and I was actually inducted this last weekend. Can you talk about how you got inducted into the Masters Hall of Fame?
I was for the Masters Hall of Fame. I was inducted and nominated by a guy named Robert Parham, Grandmaster Robert Parham. He's a kickboxing champion and an incredible martial artist, and it's a huge, huge honor to be inducted into the Masters Hall of Fame. You're there with the most amazing company. I mean, I grew up watching half of the people that I was sitting with, and I was just in the room with my jaw dropped. It was amazing. There's Bound the Dragon Wilson. There's all these absolutely, Cynthia Rothrock, these absolutely amazing martial artists all over the place. So some of them are teachers and technicians. Others are, tournament champions. Others are fighters. There's all kinds of different martial arts artists, all kinds of warriors, all kinds of teachers. And I was proud just to be among them and to be named in the Masters Hall of Fame along with them. It's a huge honor.
Oh, absolutely. And I got to tell you, I lived it up, TJ, because I will actually give you an exclusive. Do you know Lisa King, the Black Widow, by any chance?
Oh, she's amazing. Yeah, great kickboxer, Muay Thai artist.
You're gonna love this, TJ. You're gonna love this. She interviewed me on the red carpet, and I've got a disability and I'm in a wheelchair, and we was sitting there trying to think how are we going to get the angles right, for the interview? So she ended up having to sit on my lap to do the interview.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
So I thought that was
awesome.
Really
That's
cool.
great.
Yeah. So I figured TJ you would enjoy that. So.
She's awesome. She's an incredible person.
Yeah. And I was also reading here, TJ, you were a part of Mortal Kombat, but you never got credited for it. How do you feel about that?
It wasn't that big of a thing. It was a greater honor to be there, to be honest. There was probably, at the time, 200 martial artists and bodybuilders. And we're all just kind of milling around being part of the movie, because they need lots of fighters to make the place look like it's filled with fighters and warriors from all around the world to come and fight. Now, my character was the Prince of Burma or something like that. They gave me this huge gold robe made of golden thread, and it was really heavy, and we were shooting in Santa Monica. I believe it was the summertime. We were in an airport hangar in Santa Monica, and it was a blast to be on set with 200 other martial artists and bodybuilders just working out all day long, throwing kicks back and forth. Master Pat Johnson was the fight coordinator and the stunt coordinator at the time. So he was kind of the chaperone for us all on set, and he also would train with us. And at the time, he had this dip machine, which you would do dips on. Like you hold on to these handlebars and you dip yourself down and up. And he had to be at least twice as old as all of us there, but none of us could beat him. We couldn't do more dips than him. He could destroy us doing all of these dips. And I think it was like a Chuck Norris dip machine or something like that. I can't remember what it was called, but he would just absolutely destroy us, and we tried to keep up. And he was also already a grandmaster, I believe, of not Taekwondo, but the other Korean art. Oh, it slips my mind right now. Tang Sudo. He's a Tang Sudo master. And so he was a well-respected martial artist as well. But I was just happy to be part of that. I met Cary Tagawa on that movie. We stayed friends for a very long time. We ended up getting to work together again on a movie called Black Cobra, which I got to star in with director Scott Donovan, and another great martial artist was a producer. Her name is Stephanie Chiva. She's an absolutely amazing Taekwondo artist. And Cary Tagawa came on that, and we had a blast. And we also got to work with Jeff Wolf, who is now like a second unit director and stunt coordinator of a show called Rush Hour. So it was a great experience, and Jeff and I both worked on Mortal Kombat. We both got to hang out with Cary Tagawa back in the day, and we're also friends.
Oh, that's amazing, because Cary Tagawa has always been one of my personal favorites. Anything that I've seen him in, he's just flawless with anything that he does. I mean, he can be the perfect villain or the perfect face, as I like to call it, too, because he's been a good guy in some films, too. So
absolutely. Yeah. He's such a great actor. And he's a good martial artist, too. Yeah,
he's wonderful. I've not been able to contact him yet, but I'm actually
he's
working.
Always working. I've never seen him not working. He's always traveling somewhere, always shooting somewhere. He's a really good guy.
Yeah. Now, have you ever had like any dangerous stuff happen to you, TJ, that might have been life-threatening while you're acting or in your career? Or?
Minor stuff. I mean, there's always swords swinging at your head, bow snaps flying at your face, nunchakus whipping over your skull. There's always something. One of the scarier situations when I was working on Punisher Warzone for Marvel was I played a character named McGinty, and he was the leader of a Irish gang, and we were free runners. We would run over the rooftops to get from place to place and do our dastardly deeds. And these rooftops were on the top of Montreal and sometimes Vancouver also, because we shot in both places. And we would climb up to the rooftops, and the cameras would be below to give the sense of, oh, we're looking way, way up. Well, the cameras didn't come up with us most of the time. So when we got up there, it's some of the ladders were rusty, and we were climbing really high, so it was kind of scary to get up to the places. Now, the guys that I was running with were world champion free runners, but I'm not a free runner. I had to learn how to do some of the basic skills, but I'm running on these rooftops and using rusty ladders. I'm like, you guys sure this is safe? Because I don't feel real cool up there. It's really scary. It's scary running around up there, and it is cold. Montreal, I grew up in Hawaii. I do not belong anywhere there's snow. I don't belong there. It was freezing with no protection at the very, very top. I mean, you're open to all of the wind and all of the cold. It was an awesome adventure, and it came out looking really, really cool. It came out looking great. I got one of the best deaths in a Marvel movie ever, but it was really, really fun. It was a great experience.
Oh, awesome, TJ. And I got to tell you, this next topic that I want to talk about, I made sure and told Cynthia and Dawn that I would really help them push their film because they're friends of the show as well. I actually ordered my copy of The Martial Arts Kid tonight, so I will see it soon. So, how was your experience with that?
The Martial Arts Kid was a blast. It was a passion project for a lot of the people who originally put it together. We met the director, and I already knew James Wilson. He's a really, really cool guy, and the producer of The Martial Arts Kid. But I also got to meet with him and his brother, Don the Dragon Wilson, who's a champion, huge champion kickboxer, one of the greatest champions of all time in the sport of kickboxing, and the director, Michael Baumgarten. We all got to meet together in a place called, I think it was for something called the Battle of Detroit. It was a massive martial arts event that happened in Detroit, and we talked about it briefly. They're like, hey, we got an idea. We should do a movie. Now, everybody says that, and everybody wants to do a movie, and you're like, yeah, sure, okay. Yeah, it sounds good. It sounds like fun to do a movie, right? So I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. Let me know. Because everybody wants to do a movie. These guys actually made it happen, and almost in no time flat. I mean, less than 6 months later, I started hearing something about, okay, you got to make your schedule because we're going to make this happen. And I'm like, wait, really? Really? And all of a sudden, we were on the set, and we were shooting, and I'm like, holy smokes, you guys did it. I mean, you really did it. And it was a great film. It came out really, really well. I'm proud of it. It's a really, really fun film. With one of the most important things is it has a wonderful anti-bullying message. So it's a great message for today. And there's a lot of stories about bullying and stuff like that. And it's a good story to take with you, especially when you're at that important age. You need to try to figure out what it is that you're going to do and how to handle yourself. This gives you some options. I think it's a great story to help with that.
Oh, absolutely. And if the movie is as good as the trailer is, it's going to be awesome because I even remember the part that they used of you in the trailer. So,
cool.
Yeah. So, because that part really stands out. So,
tell me what you think about when you watch it. I am really proud of it. It came out really well, and we've only heard good reviews so far. So I'm really, really happy with it.
Yeah, and I know you can't talk much about this, but I will ask this. Are you excited that you were a part of the new Kickboxer film? Because that's what I'm really waiting on, TJ, because I'm really excited about it because Kickboxer, the original, was one of my favorite films growing up, and I've actually had the entire cast of the original Kickboxer, with the exception of Jean-Claude Van Damme, on my podcast.
That's great. That's awesome. Yes, I'm so excited. I'm extraordinarily proud to be part of that as well. Radar Entertainment, which is an incredible film production company, put this project together along with the director of the project and the producer of the project, and they made it happen. It's been a while, but Kickboxer is back. Van Damme is back, and he's awesome. The star of the movie is a new kid named Alain Lucy. He is an absolutely amazing martial artist and athlete, and he's a good guy, too. I've known him for a while. We worked in Hollywood on different projects, and you see these people around where you train, and he's a really, really good guy, and he comes off great on film. Also, the late Darren Shalavi. Do you know who that is?
Sounds familiar, TJ, but I'm not
okay.
exactly.
So Darren Shalavi is he's an absolutely amazing and talented martial artist and actor, and he passed away last year. But he's in the movie. He is great, and he's going to be very much missed because he was a huge talent, and he's gone too soon. But again, the movie is really fun. I'm really proud to be a part of it, and I can't wait for everybody to see it.
Yeah, because
Kickboxer Vengeance.
Yeah, because I am dying to see it, TJ. I'm just I'm sitting here waiting, and I'm like, I want it to come out because because I am so close with a lot of the old cast. Like I do know for a fact that Muhammad Kisi, who was the original Tom Poe, I know that he went over there and helped with a few things. I'm not sure in what aspect, but sure. I did see that he did help out with some things, and I'm like, well, if the original Tom Poe is a part of this project in some aspect, the movie's got to be pretty good.
Yes, it's going to be really, really fun.
So
I can't wait. I can't wait for everybody to see it. The cast is really, really solid. We have some really great people working on it, and you just be like mind blown. It's a blast, and it's got some really fun moments in it as well as great action. And the fight coordinator and choreographer, his name is Larnell. Larnell did spectacular. There's some really, really good fighting in there, and I'm glad to have been able to work with him. There's also another gentleman named Harold Diamond. He's also a great kickboxing guy he's been around for years, and he really helped out to really, carve out what Muay Thai is really about. He really helped me out because Muay Thai is not my specialty. I'm from karate and kung fu. And he's like, all right, you're not going to be yelling this time. There's no yelling in Muay Thai. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to put my hands up like this. He goes, no, they don't do that. He came and Harold Diamond came and made me look better. And then Larnell came out and made us look awesome. So with his choreography and Harold's suggestions on the fighting style, I think we're going to have a really kick-ass movie. It's going to be a blast.
Awesome, TJ. And how was it working with Batista? That's going to be the guy that's going to be Tom Poe. Was he a pleasure to work with?
Oh, man, David Batista is the bomb. You guys have seen him in Guardians of the Galaxy. He plays Drax the Destroyer, and he is like one of the coolest. Honestly, he's one of the most down-to-earth guys in the world. He is serious about martial arts. He's serious about his training, which is really, really nice. It's a real pleasure. Because you work with a lot of people who do action movies, and most of them haven't run or thrown a punch more than twice in their life, and they're in the middle of an action movie, and you're like, why don't I feel like I lead this guy? But Batista, man, he trains like a mad dog, and he trains with Maurice Crump and some other great people, and he deserves the title martial artist, and he's a true warrior at heart. He's a good guy.
Yeah, because I have followed his career as far as like the WWE, but like I didn't know if he could do the Tom Poe part justice because I'm used to Muhammad Kisi in the old film. That's the only thing that I was worried about as far as the film went. So
I'll just say, watch Kickboxer Vengeance, and you tell me, does David Batista do a good Tom Poe?
Okay, I will definitely do that for sure.
Yes.
So, because like I said, I do follow the franchise pretty religiously. So, because I was watching like Kickboxer at like 3 years old.
Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I watched it when I was a little kid too, and I absolutely loved it. And it's like magic to be a part of that legacy. Yeah. Years later, you're thinking to yourself, wow, I'm really here. This is kickboxing. This is awesome. I was actually in the gym, and I was working out, and I turned around, and by pure accident, I came face to face with Van Damme. And he's walking past me, and he goes, hey, kickboxer, good job. I'm like, oh, hey, thank you, sir. I bowed, and I was like, awesome. That was pure awesome. So I felt really good about that.
Yeah, I've not talked to John Claude yet, but I know he knows I exist, and I'm like, that's pretty cool that he at least knows I'm living and breathing. So.
Oh, that's really cool. That's great. He would like you, I have no doubt. He would like you.
But TJ, what's your expectations for this year, my friend?
First off, my expectations take the form of preparation. So I can't really expect too much because the filmmaking process and the video game making process, the vocal process, all of those things require a great number of people. It requires people to write the project, people to produce the project, people to be hands-on and make the project happen in production. And then there's post-production. So there's so much that there's not a lot that I can plan on beyond the fact that hopefully people will be calling me soon and I'll nail the auditions that will allow me to be part of their project. So the best thing that I can do is prepare, is to constantly be getting better and getting ready for the next project. I have to get better mentally, I have to get better physically, and I have to stay uninjured in all of that as well, because I do a lot of the physical stuff as well. So whether it's the next big video game, and we do have some big video games coming out in the next year. In fact, some of them are probably going to pop up at E3 soon, which is the huge video game convention in downtown Los Angeles. Or the next film, there's some films coming down the road that we've shot some stuff on, but we can't talk about yet. But I'm very excited about them, and they're going to be wonderful. I'm really proud of that work. But yeah, man, I mean, when they called and they're like, hey, man, we want you to do Colossus or Deadpool. And I'm like, wait, what? And boom, I was there. And we're suddenly shooting it, and it becomes one of the biggest action films, especially for Marvel, especially a rated R film in history. Yeah. One of the biggest grossing rated R films in history. Same thing for Godzilla. One of my friends called, he's like, come down, man, we want you to do some movement. I'm like, all right. And the next thing I know, I'm doing some movement and pre-visual movement for Godzilla. And when you're part of something that big, I mean, the movie has already been shot. You just come in and you move around like a giant creature. That's awesome. That's my job. And then the next thing is Kickboxer. You're on the set of Kickboxer. You're facing off against some of the greatest martial artists in film fighting, with a great legacy of all these movies behind you, and you're like, wow, this is a beautiful place to be. So I'm just really happy to be a part of all of this wonderful stuff, and I'm just going to try to be prepared for the next thing, whatever that is. And I also want to help the next generation of people be prepared as well. It's always fun to pull them up and show them the path that I've taken, and maybe some of that information will help them.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, TJ, this is what my show is all about. For people, for actors and stuff, and martial artists to tell your stories, no BS, no politics. You know, when you're on my show, there is no who's better than who. The shoes hit the mat, and you get a chance to tell your story before these stories get lost. That is my goal. Thank you.
Thanks for having me on, too, man. I'm happy to be part of this. It's a wonderful experience, and you're good at this as well, so thank you.
It's my pleasure, TJ. As a matter of fact, I've actually received some comments that they would love to see me in the Martial Arts Kid 2, because I know that there's a sequel being made.
Oh, nice. I know that they're writing it right now, and we should make that happen. We got to talk to James and Don and those guys and see if we can make that happen.
Oh, definitely, because I know with my story and my life, they could definitely, you know, put it into their message that they need to put it in, you know, the right format, you know. So. Absolutely.
There's many stories to be told, and we need to get them out there because they help inspire and educate other people. So if we can help, we need to do that.
Yeah, because just to give you an example, TJ, real quick. I was made fun of when I was a kid, and because I got a disability and I'm in a wheelchair, and I would watch Kickboxer and Bloodsport every day, and I'd get laughed at and bullied, and look at me today. So, so.
Absolutely, man, absolutely. And if we can help along with that process, I mean, you want to tell that story so it can help other people, because somebody somewhere is going through that same thing. So absolutely, man, I feel you. Yeah.
So, TJ, I'm not going to keep you too long, brother, but this has been a real blast to have you on the show. And one thing that I am curious about, when Kickboxer is released, would you please come back on the show and talk about it more?
Absolutely, man. I'm there when it comes out. We'll do this again.
Okay, sounds good, TJ. And what is your final thoughts, my brother? And I hope that I've given you a good show tonight, because we can go as long as you need, if possible.
No, it's been a great show, man, and thank you for having me on. I mean, for all the people who are listening, continue your training, stay focused, stay on the path, and never give up. Never give up.
That's very inspiring, TJ, and I got to tell you, a bunch of my contacts have told me that you're a wonderful, wonderful man, and I totally see that for myself, and I'm very grateful and very honored to even know you, so it's been a pleasure.
The honor's all mine, man. Thank you for going through the trouble of putting together a show that shares this kind of information. I mean, I grew up listening to shows like this, and now you're doing it for the next generation of people as well. And when I say next generation, I just mean you're spreading all of that information to the people who don't necessarily have it yet. So some of them are older than me, some of them are younger, some of them are much, much younger. But in any case, thanks to you, they're going to have some of this information. So thank you.
It's my pleasure, TJ. And if you ever need anything, brother, I got your back. So mahalo.
Hey, mahalo, man. Thank you, brother.
You're welcome, my brother. Take care.
You have been listening to The Justin Harvey Show here on the World Martial Arts Radio Network. Be sure to tune in again next week for his latest show. Thank you for listening.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Ma from World Martial Arts Media, and today I'm here to tell you about LegacyBelts.com. Legacy Championship Belts and Awards is the world's premier manufacturer of custom and cast championship title belts, who supplies belts to top professional boxing, MMA, and wrestling organizations on the planet. If you're a promoter or collector looking for a high-quality MMA, martial arts, boxing, wrestling belt, or even a belt for a special event, then you need to visit LegacyBelts.com today. Be sure to like us at www.facebook.com/LegacyBelts. Hi, Stephanie Ma here again with a special report from World Martial Arts Media about LegacyFightGear.com. Legacy Fight Gear is the official supplier to the world's oldest and most respected martial arts organizations. They have been manufacturing high-quality, affordable products for over 30 years. Visit their new online catalog at LegacyFightGear.com today. School owners who want to raise money for their teams can register to get a wholesale account and become a distributor for LegacyFightGear.com. Don't forget to like our official page at www.facebook.com/LegacyFightGear.